Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Larry D. Reid, and I am the host of the Larry Live Show. And we're going to have a conversation today about church closings and evictions. Now, there are a few pastors whose names are in the news right now online, something concerning their church, their building. Bishop Kevin Bond, Bishop Albert Jameson, Prophet Brian Carn, Apostle Dr. Matthew Stevenson. These conversations have been going around in green rooms everywhere. And if you're plugged in online, you do know about these churches either being accused of losing their building, not handling money correctly, having too big of buildings. Maybe the lease holders themselves have bid off more than what they can chew, or has the landlord done some terrible things to these tenants? Or is it just a situation where these churches didn't pivot before they came into this type of situation? Well, we're going to talk about all of the different situations as far as what we know online. And I am also, firstly, going to share some things that I have learned. I have planted churches and started businesses all over. And I want to tell you what I have learned and what I have experienced pivoting from the brick and mortar to the digital space. And I want to talk to you about that. So if you have a pastor and that pastor may is dealing with some things financially, or church change, church pivot, maybe somebody came to church going through a split, there will be something that I say in this live that will be able to help your pastor, help your bishop, help your prophet, or help you as someone that is helping, holding up their arms, or maybe you're considering leaving the church, or maybe you're considering pulling your support. The conversation that we're going to have today, I think, is going to be good for that. Now, there was a case that hit the internet last week concerning Prophet Brian Carn, and they had to quickly vacate their building. We found out about it. They were out of the building probably within 7 or 8 days of it hitting the internet. There's a content creator by the name of the Thais Report, and we have a working relationship. And he hit me up because he knows I have access to Brian, to ask Brian, was he evicted? And Brian's exact words were, I was not evicted. Thais Report went live, and he explained how it's so important to getting the information that is proper before you come online and talk as a talking head and very sharply rebuke someone. Later on, some information came out in those documents, and Thais got the documents, read them. And from what we saw, and I was in the chat, it looked as though Brian Carn had told me a lie that I told Thais, that Thais told his audience, and here we are with egg on our face. Well, Thais went back live and done what Thais does. And he mentioned to me just a couple of hours ago, Larry, you should go live and talk about this, your friend. I said, okay, so let me dig into this. And so I contacted Brian. We spoke. He gave me his side of the story. And now I'm back to tell you what he said, give you the other side of what happened and how this conversation got here. But first, the conversation that I'm going to have is going to be good for everybody, particularly if you're a business owner, or you are the head of a church, or head of some spiritual community, or you could be a content creator that has a community around them. This conversation, you need to be a part of it. Tell everybody right now that Larry Live is on. We're going to have that conversation absolutely. And I'm going to tell you the truth and keep it 100% real. I'll be right back, and we are about to get started. Go ahead and get your snacks and stuff. Go on, get them. Go and get them.
Looking for a vibrant community where faith meets empowerment? Welcome to the LRL community on Patreon. Here, you'll gain access to our financial wellness plan to level up your money game, and the Build Your Immune System Health and Wellness Lifestyle Plan to keep your health in check. But that's not all. With the groundbreaking AIR project, we're creating jobs in Africa, beginning in Ghana. Plus, you'll unlock insider tips from senior executives across industries. And the best part? Be a part of our daily prayers, weekly coaching sessions with Dr. Larry Reid himself, Sundays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, The Breakdown Q&A Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Patreon, and so much more. It's time to connect, grow, and thrive. Get the apps, grab the merch, and join us on patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Let's build something amazing together. The LRL community is waiting for you. Church Critic by Dr. Larry D. Reid, an examination of the Larry Reid Live Show perspective. Available now on Amazon and Kindle. Inside, he shares his unfiltered perspectives on the issues the church often avoids: the role of women, deconstruction, fatherlessness, homosexuality, decolonization, and the clash between Western and African Christianity, and so much more. Get your copy today on Amazon and Kindle.
Make sure y'all check that book out. A lot of you that come over to the Larry Live show and you just watch and see me talk on one thing. But actually, I can't really put that all on you because I have been more consistent in a certain type of content, at least for many years. Over the last couple of years, few years, I've been more consistent doing the new content. So if you have unsubscribed and you want to come back, this is the time to come back, because right here on the Larry Live platform, we have a lot of great things coming up. You love the content with Reading Things My Way, Season 1 and Season 2. Season 2 is actually on this platform. Season 1 is still behind a paywall because of the sensitive matters of my family. You were able to come into my life, into my community that I had around me at that time, and see how we navigated. Reading Things, REIDING, Things My Way is on this channel. Check it out. Now, if you want to go and check out Season 1, go to readingthingsmyway.tv. You can buy the first season. And if you do, especially if you're a YouTube and blogger, I know you're going to wake all them old conversations up, but it's fine. We passed that, and we knew what we were doing. We were putting all of my business, my children's business, my former wife business. We knew what we were doing. We helped a lot of people, so we don't care about the backlash from it. But there's more content that's going to be coming about MBN Network Global, which is who I work for. Now, you remember MBN Network Corp. That was my personal business, but that is now dissolved. And my best friend, a lot of people from that community wanted to keep some version of something going. That was a nonprofit. Now, MBN Network G, presently nonprofit, but going into a for-profit business. And I am the main front-facing person you see. I'm actually the executive director, and I'm happy to serve the president of the MBN Network, the board. And I'm grateful for everybody that helps me do what I've been hired to do for MBN Network Global. And this coming up Sunday at 8 a.m., we always have all of our spiritual and financial, business, personal development, transformation stuff online. But one time a year, we come together to get that in-person touch and teaching and coaching. And it happens on this week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if you are a patron right now, join Patreon and you can come. That's all you got to do. $12. Join, drive down. Even if you 6 or 8 hours away, drive down. At least be there on Sunday morning. If you can't get with all of the teaching and the business and money, global bank and real estate conversation we're going to be having in all of our sessions, that Sunday morning is going to be something that is more palatable to what you're used to. We're going to be bucking, hollering, shouting, screaming, crying, running over, prophesying. We're going to be invested into the future of MBN Network globally as a collective. I'm going to be preaching, prophesying. You used to that. It's going to be intense, though. So if you at least haven't had one of them hot, fall out on the floor, and you can run, be totally free, ain't nobody can try to sing, "Yes, Lord," over you. You come on Sunday morning on the 26th. Meet me right here in Atlanta to register so that I know you come in the building. The first thing you need to do, you got to sign up to Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. That's Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Then go to thereformationexperience.com and register for that Sunday morning. If you can come down Friday, you can come to that Friday night gathering. I'm gonna do an intense panel surrounding social media. I think I am. That's Saturday, right? Saturday is the social media. Listen, if you're a content creator and you missing what is happening with the Instagram Reels and Facebook right now, you missing your opportunity to get monetized or make money. I have created around what these executives have told me, and we have seen the results in these past 2 weeks. The first week, I had a small group. The second week, now it's a bigger group. We actually into our third week, I think we are. You need to know what the hell you need to do. We need somebody to help you with your phone and show you over and over, especially those of you over 60. Come on. You need to register, patreon.com/Larry Live. Then go to the reformationexperience.com and register for that Saturday and Sunday. So I'll know that you are in the room. All right, we're about to get started. I'm going to play the intro. I know y'all sing along with it, and I'm coming back to get started in my what my intention is to help business owners, content creators, pastors, and then I'm gonna get into what I know what you really want to know, the conversation that Brian Carn had with me and what he said and why. So I'm going to play the intro and then I'm coming back. We're about to have a conversation. The mother of my children is in the chat. Y'all tell Elisa Michelle Dunn hello. She's the mother of my children. Queen of our family, always, forever family, no matter who I'm with, who she with. It's a forever family. She asked, so no tables. The reason why she asked that, because those of you that are in the coaching community, you know that my plan was that Sunday morning we have tables out. We're going to be a panel on Sunday morning. But something switched that around. So we're going to be paneling and teaching and coaching and business coaching and this global, that global all week from Thursday. So we're not going to do that on Sunday morning. Sunday morning, we're going to go straight into our African roots and pulling from our hoodoo roots here in this country and in the Black church and what it became, the prophetic, and merge that thing with the African culture. And that drum gonna go and our body's gonna move. And we're gonna conjure, get caught up, see in the spirit, come back with messages from the divine. And it's gonna be something crazy on that Sunday morning. So don't you miss it. And it might happen in the lectures, because that happened last year when that thing opened up and that caught up came in. I went one way after Spirit had came in and began to use Prophetess Denise, and she spoke to them, and the thing went out. I went to go to help who I had to help and minister to, and we had Apostle Dr. Bishop Janine Hyman. She was in that session as well. And man, it was just a great thing. So I know this year is going to be crazy. People are already in town right now. Why not drive down? It ain't but 6 hours, 8 hours. Drive down Sunday morning, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Go to the reformationexperience.com and register. Let me know you're going to be there on Sunday morning. Well, the conversation that I got to have today is a conversation that is necessary. Now, I've had it before, but maybe your ears are ready for it now, being that we do see a lot of pastors who either are facing eviction or said that they're facing eviction, went through eviction, or church closures and confiscations and auctions, or like Bishop Marvin Winans, who has been attempting to go into this new building for decades. You heard me right. Decades, who has been raising money all year long, I guess, to meet certain payments that have to be paid with the contractor or the developer, I don't know. And they're going to finally take a tour of the inside to look inside of it. And then I think there's some other stuff that need to happen for it's a long process. And the reality is, you guys, a lot of these pastors, they're no different than please hear what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I love the church and all her gory and glory. I love the preacher and the bishop and our music and our thing and all her glory and her gory. I do. But that my love ain't set up to where if I love you, I ain't gonna tell you the truth or I ain't gonna say my opinion. We have a discussion about, our two opposing views. So your pastor that starts a church, we're not talking about just any random pastor, although it could be true for them as well, those that are elected and hired in. But the pastor that starts a church, which is really doing the work of an apostle, establishing and birthing it out, and of an evangelist, the pastor that does that, that's his business that he is starting, that just happens to be a business that is a service to the community, a business that helps the community and is for the community and not to be profiting some other way. It's a nonprofit, a charity. It has to have your benevolence. It has to have possibly even the benevolence of the city or of the state or the government. And that's where the 501c3 and other things come into. But that entity, it does such an amazing work of helping people through counseling, through the arts, through education, through just being in the community and creating community within the community. It's a great feeling that church gives, psychologically, belonging and connection, exchange, touching. Hey, how are you? Haven't seen you. An extended family, Black people, brown people, we're very into our loved ones, our family, generationally. And in churches that have been established for decades, we have generations of friendships and family. My family know your family, have known your family for 3 generations. That's how it is in the local church. So it's very intoxicating. And when you leave it and move on or deconstruct, when you think about it, you go into that nostalgia because it was not all bad. It just wasn't all good. It wasn't all bad. It just wasn't all good. And there's some pain in that, just like any family. In your personal family right now, tell the truth. This one don't like that one. You feel like your parents favor this one over the other. You got evidence that is true. That one slept with that one. That one touched that one. This one got alcohol problem. The other one is our crackhead aunt. Well, when you connect to a local church in the community, what's in those families dump in that local church. And many times, instead of becoming or just only being a place of relief and connection and extension of the family, it also becomes the cesspool where everybody's household issues get dropped and dumped into the church. And you got one man and his wife and family, maybe one or two others who are helping, who now have the responsibility of healing these households while everybody's stuff is dumped in the same space. And you got your own stuff in your own house and family, attempting to show up in a way you were never meant to show up for other people. And it just becomes a problem. And if the problems aren't obvious, then the problems are buried and it happens under the carpet, which is a different kind of pain that happens to the parishioners who participate in that or who are a part of that. So although beautiful, that's why I said glory and gory, because the church has both. And the conversation that I want to have as I sit right here and tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth is that I think many of these pastors and churches, I'm going to mention businesses too, because I know business owners are watching. Many of these pastors and these churches did not listen to Korah. That's my nickname for COVID-19. The Korah came as the prophetess she was, trying to tell y'all big back, several necked, 3 stomached bishops who have little integrity. The stage is your everything. Tell y'all bishops, bitchups, BITCHUPS, She came trying to tell y'all that you need to shift this. That's right. The Korah came as a prophetess to say, shift this. And you did not listen because of the bishop that is in you. You didn't want to listen. And as a result, now you got this kind of craziness that's going on. Now, am I saying that is the situation with every one of these situations you're hearing about? I'm only mentioning, and I haven't got into and weighing the situation. I'm only mentioning Brian Carr, Matthew Stevenson, Albert Jameson, Kevin Bond, and what's this? The presider, one of the presiders for Figueroa, that man, his church. Yeah, there's a lot. There's so many. There's some locally. You just probably know these names, but there's so many that are experiencing. Larry experienced that. I just dissolved a nonprofit. So I'm talking from experience. And although I didn't do exactly what some of these people did, I still held to an old way of doing something, of peopling that cost me, because I didn't pivot in that. So as I'm not speaking from a place of I'm righteous and you should have got it. Now, there are some things that I can say, like I told you guys in 2015, that in 2020, every church needs to have built robust operations online. That was Larry that prophesied. There wasn't nobody else that prophesied. They find me one person that prophesied it. I didn't say build your online ministry. I didn't say shut down your brick and mortar for a little while and go into online. Then when things get clear, you go back into the brick and mortar. That one Larry's word that I got from Spirit. It's changing and it's changing forever. And then in February of 2020, when I was watching, I think it was the 27th, when I was watching TV and I heard COVID-19, I instantly knew, because I think Trump was up there lying, talking about we ain't going to be in no mask. Spirit said we're going to all be in mask and it's going to be airborne and they're not going to tell you till later on, don't believe the talking heads. I made a post first, then I came live and said it. And then from 2020, and this is not a I told you so, this is part, I told you so, this is just part of the darn story. It happened. 2020 all the way to 2022, maybe even a little bit into, no, it was 22 going into 2023, Church in the Pandemic series I started to make sure everybody has proper levels of vitamin D3, K2, vitamin C, how to respond to this, when to mask, how to clean, Lysol don't work, alcohol work. This was Larry. So, but even with me having the foreknowledge of that, I still fucked it up because I held to some systems, and you understand as I move forward, I still held to some systems that were outdated, that cost me everything. MBN Network Corp had to dissolve because of holding on to those systems. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to go that route to where now your congregation has to go here, has to do this. Now you got a lawsuit like I got 3 of them from the MBN Network Corp. You don't want to end up in that kind of situation. And you don't have to end up in that kind of situation if you just let go to the way that you were doing things prior. We're talking about that 19 going into 2020. The way you were doing, you should be doing things a whole new way with new systems, possibly with new people and a new team. So we're going to talk about that. And we're already talking about it. But we're going to go a little bit more. So I want to say this to pastors and churches and business owners. COVID should be our spiritual barometer and thermostat and locator and GPS as it relates to charting into the future and the possibility of the form we must become to continue to help mankind and stay relevant. COVID can be viewed as an opportunity, and we need to refer to the Korah as the opportunity that many of us failed to seize. The Korah did not create every church's financial problem that we see now. The Korah, COVID-19, COVID did not create every church's financial problem we see right now. COVID exposed which churches, which pastors had sustainable systems, and which churches were surviving on attendance, physical attendance, or personality, or tradition, and the Sunday offering that comes with that. You know how many people go to church out of tradition? It's just a passed down behavior. It's like Pavlov's dog. It's Sunday, so I go. How many people go to church because of their connection to the personality of the pastor? The pastor's a popular pastor, and you a fan. He really ain't your pastor. You're his fan. Personality driven. The organizations that built systems during that time or had systems built prior to that time, they survived and thrived with an empty room. See, the pastor could have came in with 4 singers and sung all in mask, live, and move in a way in that live stream that made you feel entertained, connected. You got information that you could use. They did that with an empty room and had systems on the back end that was sustaining the church, not just sustaining, but even growing the online audience. That happened for some churches because they had sustainable systems. But if your church was thriving on the crowd, I want you to put in the chat, crowd versus community. The reality is the church prior pandemic thrived on the crowd. Very few are now still able to be sustained, let alone thrive, with the crowd model. It's almost like the crowdfunding with the crowd model, but community can be sustained through anything and everything that happens in the culture or in the world or the community at large. See, a community is sustained by systems. Crowds, you just need to show up. I put the key in you and turn it with the organ, with the praise team, with my excited voice, with giving you a crowd to be a part of. So you got this feeling of significance because you come to this big edifice and everybody know your pastor name. That can sustain people, that hype, and they will support it and they will give the money to that over and over. We're not going to make that wrong. But that crowd model is not sustainable. Larry Reid Live operated on the crowd model, the show. Not the community behind the scene, but the show operated on the crowd model. Right now, there are only 1,270 people watching me now between Facebook and YouTube. When I would be live in those times, on a bad day, it would be 3,000 people. On a bad day. Most of the time, it's 6, 7, especially when people were home. The crowd, because everybody was home. So everybody went online, and I happened to be one of the places people like to come. But then when everybody went to work, I began to see less people. And I blamed it all on that. Until I began to pay attention, okay, your content also changed. You're not on every single day like you were prior. You stopped that too. People have lost or missed, rather, that connection in person. So some of these people are going back to their churches. Some of these people are going back to their jobs. So they aren't online as much. I didn't consider all of that. and realized, oh, long form Larry live shows only work for sustaining my audience or my community. But as relates to growing and becoming something that somebody else would begin to watch and listen to, I had to begin to create short form content and do those shorts on YouTube and start posting more intentionally on IG to get my leads, because we all have that are posting online 6 seconds to capture a non-follower's attention. Pastors, preachers, teachers, artists, singers, musicians, writers, when you post, you got 6 seconds. That is the climate we are in now. And if it's long form, split that up in short, 1 minute, 2 minute, digestible clips, because I don't have no time now. Inflation, I'm getting paid less. My money is worth less than what it was before. And that's got my attention. So if you're going to keep my attention, this has got to mean something to me. And it got to be so good that I want to watch more than 6 seconds. Are you hearing what I'm saying? This is why I told you, go get your pastor, your content creator, business owner, because I know some stuff can come out of my mouth, gonna help you some. Because if you ain't doing reels right now, you're missing out on your bills getting paid. You're missing out on money just sitting there. You leaving money on the table because you're not doing reels right now. And this can literally change next week when Adam come out and talk. But right now, we're seeing people that are getting more engagement from non-followers and being called. Kendall, the helper outer, started doing social media. Pat on my back, just in case he don't say it. You know how people like to do. Pushing. 2, 3 years, then 3 years, bam! A video he did a year ago. Carmelo, what he said to Ben Crump. Then people picked up his video, big platforms posted it when things began to happen. Ben Crump saw it, liked it, then got on the case. Now change.org calling him. Last month, just on Reels, $700-800. You leaving money on the table if you ain't doing Reels, but that ain't my business. Your church need to be doing Reels. Your business need to be doing Reels. You got a wig line that needs to be doing Reels right now. And there's a way for you to post them and certain things you got to do in order to get it in front of non-followers. And it's a shame that you ain't in my community. I can't teach you. But anyway, so the organizations, business, and the brands that built systems, they got sustained even with the empty room. Now, the organizations that only knew how to work the room when the meat is in the seat, they became in danger of losing and shrinking. And when people came back into the church, the leadership wasn't discerning. Y'all saw these clips. Tell me if I'm lying. The leaders were not discerning. And they blame the people for not coming back and maintaining full participation as before. They blame the people and COVID and the government's response to shut the doors. They said it was all the devil or the result of some spiritual mysterious decline that they felt like people were going through, all because people wouldn't get back on the horse. People hadn't stopped needing spiritual guidance. People hadn't stopped needing community. People hadn't stopped giving. But access had changed the connection. Their trust had changed because at the same time during the pandemic, some of the most salacious scandals was all over the TV, all the way up until this moment. Even their favorite artists, people they listened to for years, the trust of people got broke and the trust of people in the government got broke all at the same time. So expectations change and needs change, and you want me to come right back into this brick and mortar and pick up from where I left off. No, I'm not that trusting of you. You can't meet my needs where I'm at. I have changed through this pandemic. I've changed because I've been home reading and praying myself. And I don't know if I like any of this no darn more. So the pastors and leaders, it's you the problem. Certainly not me in the church. It's God, huh? God is in here. God is in control. You don't want God no more. It's you. That's what they said. I noticed what they said. I was there when you said it. I posted it on my page. You said it. Rebuke people for not having faith coming into the church with no mask. Made fun of folk that came to church with the mask. Oh, yes, you did. See, I guess what y'all thought, because the mission of the church is sacred, that automatically makes the motto sacred. Oh, hell no. No. Systems need to change. The church is in desperate need of reform. Your church that's raising money, people are coming and you're doing good, even your church needs reform. Anything that refuses to change after the world changes will eventually become too expensive to preserve. Way too expensive to preserve. I'm going to say that again because I don't think y'all heard what I said. Anything that refuses to change after the world has shifted and changed will eventually become too expensive to preserve. If you don't evolve, you will evaporate. If you don't evolve, you will evaporate. If you don't evolve, you will evaporate. Now let's look at the present church. Bishop Albert Jamieson, Prophet Brian Corn, Apostle Dr. Matthew Stevenson, I'm missing somebody, and a whole bunch of others. Bishop Kevin Bond. Now, let's look at the present church. Now, what are these pastors dealing with? I'm just looking in the camera. I ain't even look down in the chat. What y'all saying? Okay, make sure y'all hit like. Oh, I forgot to do that stuff. That's something I learned from Thais and what's the name? Because they do that all the time. If you on YouTube, please hit like. I ain't never did that, but I need to start doing it. Everybody hit like on YouTube. I always been on the Facebook people. Facebook hit like. Yeah, that's what I always will be on. All right. Okay, so what are these people dealing with? These that we know who are more known and the ones that I don't know that you know. Some of them are dealing with predatory financing. I don't know if y'all know this, but there's a lot of black churches that were financed by the white man. First of all, let me say this, and you don't ever need to forget it. And people get mad when I say it, but it's the truth. The black church was created, made, and started by the white man. I don't want you to be so black that you cannot recognize history. We were in the woods with each other on plantations doing our spirituality, our worship, our dancing, our speaking in the spirit, getting caught up and encouraged by spirit, stirring our strength up through our practices. The white man started the church and put a black preacher in it. And if you remember that, you will not automatically think every black face in the pulpit has a black soul. You will realize that this can be a Nat Turner situation. This could be a situation where this black skinned man has a white soul. Master has never controlled us with his own hand. He's only beat us and used his power. But when it comes to moving us and controlling us, he always have done it through a black hand. Always. So that's the truth. And you need to remember it. Some of these black churches, there's a foundation, the ARC. I remember they approached me when I was one of my churches I had in North Carolina, ARC program. Church doing real good. Looked at our building, was standalone, and said, okay, but we can build you something. And I got the charisma and everything. Lock me into a loan, several millions of dollars. That's what they wanted to do, and build me a church. Do you know how many people did that? I ain't gonna call no names, but you can really research online and find it out, especially those that's in default. But I ain't gonna call no names, but you can go find the names. Some of your biggest churches were financed initially through these white people. Some paid to get out of it, some did not. Do y'all remember the John Gray story? Ain't gonna go into that because the past. But I need for you to know what the truth is. This is what the truth is. So predatory financing as relates to the black church is a real thing. And the members don't know. The pastor don't want you to know. The board of directors don't want you to know. But I am going to tell you the truth. I almost made that mistake many years ago. Because banks don't give you nonprofits and churches. You can get more money as a LLC or a simple corporation, even a sole proprietorship. But a nonprofit? Oh, no. You only can get predatory financing as a nonprofit. Hear me, hear me. I'm speaking in 2026. You only can get predatory financing. That's what killed MBN Network Corp. You only can get predatory financing. So a lot of these churches are in situations where they are in predatory financing, but they ain't told their people. So some are dealing with predatory financing. Some of them are dealing with negligent landlords. And we're going to get into that as it relates to the Brian Carn conversation. Neighborhood displacement. What you can afford is far from who you serve. Insurance costs. That's a whole show. Leadership problems. Maybe the leaders, humanitarians came forth and you lost some members. And that declines what comes in. It declines the population on the pew. It declines what comes in as far as revenue. Old debt is what some of these present day churches are dealing with, who you finding out are being evicted or they're having to pivot or move. And you thought we had enough money, but you didn't know we were in a predatory financing situation where we got into debt to pay staff. And it was predatory, now we can't pay. But the lack of adaptation and pivoting is still, in my opinion, the most legitimate part of what we see happening with these churches. Let me say this. I'm going to give you some statistics. I'm going to look in the chat because I'm just totally caught up in telling this whole story. You said some are misusing funds. Misuse is a broad term, but I agree. I agree. So many factors can affect the bottom line. Absolutely. I know y'all waiting for me to tell you what Brian Carn said. I don't blame it. I ain't judging you, because I would be too. I'm going to tell you what he said. All right, take a moment and hit like on YouTube and on Facebook and share. Let me give you a couple of statistics. Now, this is in 2025. 57% of Americans said they seldom or never attend religious services. 57%. Y'all, if you just take 10 years ago, that was different. And then 10 years before that was very different. But in America, 57%, this count everybody, black, white, everybody. They seldom or never attend or have attended. Are you hearing this? Religious services. 57%. And of the ones that go to church, which would be like 43%. Well, actually, it's 40% because there's a variation in that, about 3%. 40% participate either physically or virtually or both. So I want you to get the world of that. If there's 370 million people in America, look and find out what that number is. Ask ChatGPT how many people live in the United States. I think it's somewhere around 365 to 300, maybe to 85 million people, I think. Find that. Somebody put it in the chat. 342 million. Okay, is that because the ice done shipped off some more? As of 2026. I know that number was higher than that. Okay, all right. Three.
Back in 2020, it was 331.4 million.
Okay.
And it's grown.
Okay, so it's grown. I just had the number too high. Okay, so it's 340 million. Okay. Ask ChatGPT. Let me see. There's no way to figure that out. I gotta find out. Okay, what's 57% of 300 and however million you said it was in here? What did it say? Let me know. We're doing a little math. I'm coming.
194 million.
Okay, 194 million people.
194,940,000.
So 194 million people say that they seldom or never have attended or attend religious services. That's 197 million people. Now, do 40% of that 190 something million people. And let me know how much it says, how many people that is. So we started off with 340 something million.
77,976.
So
I'm sorry,
77 million. Okay, so 77 million people in y'all. This is I ain't looked at this in a long time. I never looked at it because I'm saying a lot of things from a business perspective. So 77 million people go to church online or physically or both. They participate. This may not be every week, but they at least participate. Now that's all churches. Now, in 2025, when it came to dollars, white, black, all churches, religion, this is everybody. What was given to religion increased by 2.4% in 2025. But when you factor in inflation, churches actually have received, and religion, less money because of the inflation. Because now your dollar, although it still says $1, the system say it's about 89 cents. So you're having to put more money out to get the same stuff you needed before. So the church, that configuration says that it's less. That's not substantial, but that's just the math. Now let's go into the black church. Now you see that 77 million is all you got. This is Catholic. This is everybody in America. Now you see why so many churches are closing literally every day. So many pastors are quitting every single day. And at the same time, more churches are opening every single day. Because you're turning around these same 77 million or less on the soil. Now, the black church was impacted more than the white church during the pandemic. Why? Well, let's look at the Korah. It was more deadly to us than them. Because of underlying problems that we tend to live with decades as long as that thing ain't flared up. Now you hear the white people talk about vaccinations, and some black-skinned people with white souls. They're saying the vaccine did it because they ain't tried. I'm not going to say that is true or not. But what I do know is that, and I said this during the pandemic, if you take the vaccine, you need to make sure you're in good health to take it. Because just like all the rest of the vaccines, there be some stuff in there. And I kept saying, if you're healthy enough, if you're not healthy enough, I gave you all these other things that you could do. The black church lost its leadership. The Kojic church lost hundreds of leaders because they kept doing the funerals and the convocations and stuff. And there were so many underlying issues. And they died. We had a lot of pastors to die, even at church events, dead, no breath in the lungs, gone. Korah done took every piece of it. That digital shift for the black and the colored community and charismatic community was difficult because we depend on the crowd model. We depend on the revival model. We depend on the physicality and the massaging of the people with the organ and the music and the fellowship and the food and the personality. To lose that, that's why a lot of black churches didn't close, not because, God, my faith, but because of the money. Now, in the black church, look at the numbers. 46% attend in person monthly, and 54% watch virtually monthly. News flash. Half of the people that are going to black churches, half of the people that are attending black churches, over half are attending online. Let that sit in, because I don't think we got this. I watched some live streams yesterday. Brian Carn had about 2,000 people watching live. Lovey Elias had about 10,000 people watching live. Neither one of them had that number of people in their building. They had way more people online than they did. TD Jakes' live stream, last time I seen it, that was probably like 2 years ago. It was some astronomical number, maybe 19,000 people. But there weren't 19,000 people in his church. I need for everybody to get this. The pastor, the business owner, listen to me. People like to get what they need through their phone and through their TV and through their laptop. They do not care to get up and go and get what they need from you. They want you to bring it to them. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. It's like we're not paying attention to what the hell is happening in the world, and we still doing the same stuff. The world is telling you, pivot, ho. What are you doing? And it's like the church is thinking that their model is sacred. No, your mission is sacred. Your model needs to change with the culture and the need of the people. What the hell is you doing? So that's the statistics. Don't try to spiritualize this and throw it away and make it be something and blame people. Oh, there's a falling away. No, you ragged and old and stuck in your way and don't nobody want to go to old decrepit church. The audience did not disappear. The whole audience. They changed locations. They changed the place that they wanted to be reached at or reached from. So the Black church experienced a steeper attendance and financial damage during the pandemic. Even those that adopted technology and serving the community, they still experienced it. So it's not accurate to say a blanket statement like all churches and businesses are generating less than they did before COVID. It's only part of the story. It's accurate to say some are, and that many others are dealing with weaker participation, stagnant inflation, adjusted income of their patrons, higher expenses for the business, tougher customer acquisition. People's trust is down. You got to do a whole lot more to get them to pay attention. And operating models built for behavior that no longer exists. This collectively is the problem with the decline of the attendance and participation and the financial crisis that the Black church is in. That was a good clip. I hope you got it. See, the building was supposed to house the vision, but the vision became paying for the building. Oh my God. I understand this. The vision was never supposed to be about the operating expenses of your church or your community or your business. You know how it feels to go to work just to pay for life. That's how it ends up being for these churches. You got the vision and you got bills, but the vision is the main thing. But then the bills get so high to where now you got to make your vision paying the bills. Or you end up without a building. That's not how that's supposed to go. And because of ego, these leaders and pastors want right size. Notice I didn't say downsize. Is it downsizing? Yes, but the perspective is looking in the future. Downsizing looks at now. Right sizing looks in the future and adjusts now with that in mind. You can downsize without the future in mind, and that will cut your revenue and your income. The income is going to always match the vision, and the provision is going to provide for the vision. But when the bills are so heavily increased, then that's where that mix-up comes to, where now you got the pastor and the preacher and the whole staff becoming one big manipulation of the patron and of the donor, trying to get them to fund, they're saying to fund the vision, but it's really to pay the bills so that then they can focus on the vision. But then they get in the chase of getting the money to pay the bill, getting the money to pay the bill. They become just like Walmart, just like all these other companies that, lack integrity and don't treat the customers right or pay their workers proper so that they themselves can be sustained. The building is not supposed to become the vision. It's supposed to house the vision and not the vision become paying for the building. See, but I'm not saying the church shouldn't own real estate or have a lease or have a building. I am saying the church can have real estate and own real estate. But if you have no sustainable operating model that can sustain that, then you need to sell the real estate. You need to allow it to go into foreclosure. If you're leasing, you need to walk away from that lease. You do not need to end up dead with pain in your lower back, can't walk because you're carrying the pressure psychologically, emotionally, and financially of this church in crisis. You have been gathering a crowd on Sunday morning and you never built a community. And now there is no community to sustain it. And now you say, okay, well, I'm going to go online. I'm going to become hybrid. But you get online doing the same thing you were doing in the church. And God said, I mean, every time I go across them TikToks, I'm like, what is this? Growling and shit. I'm like, you look absolutely crazy. I know that's how you do when that thing come on you when you're at church. But you've got to find your talk it out. Somewhere looking there for your talk it out. This manifestation you're doing with all this growling and all of this theatrics. And you just so need the music so bad, you even got them apps where it give you a sound. This is crazy. It's crazy. So a camera pointed at you doing the old church thing. And some of y'all churches got live streaming and you ain't supposed to be streaming that shit outside those four walls because y'all can't sing and your pastor can't preach. And the church is ugly. So what are you showing? You're showing people where not to go. You need a digital strategy. But you too caught up because you generate more millions than me. But you ain't never generated millions online, only me. So it makes sense for you to book a session so I can teach you. And you're going to pay me. But I'm just saying, first of all, I ain't got time to help nobody right now, so hit me later. But what I'm saying is, I can. You don't have a digital strategy. You just live streaming what y'all doing at the church. That is not going to work for the people that are loaded with the money you need to do what you're supposed to be doing. That is not going to connect with someone who doesn't come from that world, who is more brainy and intellectual. That's not going to work. Now, if they come from that world, they left that world, went into another world, became a millionaire, when they see somebody like you, it reconnects them to their roots. But that's a rare group of people, a small group of people. If you get all of Black Hollywood together, that's millionaires. That's still a small group of people. Because then you got to look at the people in there that come from the past kind of thing like that. I was telling some of the people that's in the group, content creation group that I have, I said, I went to your page. You ain't got no captions. Your video too darn long. Your camera is under your face. I'm looking up to your nostrils. I don't want to see your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. Share them out your mouth. I don't want to see them coming and forming in your nose. Pick it up. And I say, get your lighting together. You can do it with an iPhone. Just make that thing go to 4K and do 24 frames per second. I know on a regular camera, a different kind of shot, you want to do 60 or more. No. 4K, 24. Changing in your settings to where it don't never switch in the backside of your phone. And you can just get regular old light, set it up, and you are ready to create content. But that camera pointing ain't gonna mean somebody going to watch. It does not mean somebody going to watch you if what you are showing them is old, outdated, crazy man. Nobody want to hear that. Scrolling across whenever I come from that. And when that come on my TikTok, I say, I don't even look. I mean, it's noise. There's a way to get engagement. You need a digital darn strategy. Okay, I'm gonna get to the Brian Carn stuff. Don't stay. I'm too long on this. But somebody getting help. Everybody hit like. I'm about done. I'm about to go to what y'all want to hear. So live streaming needs to be stepped up. All right. And think about your business model like this, pastors. You in church Sunday, maybe Tuesday, 2 or 3 times a week. Unless you like Brian Carn. Every time I go on YouTube, they're in live church. I'm like, how many times? They must have church every day. I think every day at noon, right? That's a lot of church. Every time I go on my YouTube app, they live. So they got to be more than 2 days a week. Got to be. But anyway, you got to think, if the church got billed 7 days a week. Why is y'all only generating income 2 times a week? That don't work. That don't work. At least 5 days a week, your church should be generating income. Well, Larry, I can't have church 5 days a week. I didn't tell you have church 5 days a week. You got a whole entire building. You have a whole entire building. Depending on where your building is, that's childcare, that's after-school programming, that's counseling and wellness services, business incubators, production studios, community meetings, event rentals, shared worship space, senior program, educational program, nonprofit partnerships. You got a building. You ain't doing nothing but having church in it. Who's the dummy? It sounds like the person that want their same mess blessed by heaven without any shift or alteration. That's you. You are old school dummy. Your devotion to old school is causing you not to see other ways you can generate income. And you got a building. And so what happens is you stupid like that, and then you come in the digital space and you digital stupid. You want people to give, but people give. You're like, oh, great. But you don't have a system in place for that donor. What is your connection to them? You don't have a reoccurring option when they give. Some people like that. Because I ain't gonna watch them every Sunday, but every week I make sure I send them $100. And they set up the reoccurring in there and never look back. Don't even want to hear from you. So give that option. You have record. You know every giver. You cannot give to MBN Network Global. And they got this from me when I had MBN Network Corp. And they don't get at least your phone number, your email, every single, something they get to where they can connect with you. Or they have me saying it. When you donate, make sure you da. So there's a follow-up. And we don't do like some of these other ministries, call you and ask you for money. When we don't hear from someone that has transacted with MBN Network Global, they haven't transacted for a while. We think, okay, maybe they aren't watching the teaching and the coaching because that's our offer. So why aren't they watching? Are they dead? Are they sick? So me or either the president probably going to call you. Or Miss Pat, you all right? And you know what? We hear every time. Oh, thank you so much. I'm like, well, so this ain't what people do? That you give your money to? That ain't what they do? No, we just, I just donate to my church. I just give to my church, and I tithe and I gave it to God. No, you gave it to God by way of that church. That church should be serving you. Well, it don't even matter to me. No, it don't matter to me. I gave it to God. But, MBN Network Corp, when I had it, we didn't even do that. And we were a 501c3. MBN Network Global is not into that. But MBN Network Corp, we didn't do that. One thing that MBN Network Global does do is that those people that, even although you are practically paying for the spiritual services, coaching and business coaching, everything that you get, they still give back to their patrons. Y'all give money to these churches, and they ain't even gave you counseling, teaching, business coaching and stuff like MBN Network Global does. And y'all throw the money and go out the door and don't ask no questions. So I know that's a plantation. I know that's the white man's model. I know that is America's model. How come you don't see that you're getting played, or that your pastor, without knowing, or maybe with knowing, is playing the same game, the same predatory capitalistic game that the government plays? That's predatory capitalism that America practices. All right, so much more I can share, but I ain't. But let me go ahead and get into the part that y'all want to hear. Let me look in the chat and see how. Okay, people stayed around to hear the gossip. It ain't really gossip, it's an update. There's so much more I could say. I just done a 12-week coaching with business owners. When I tell you, I gave all my secrets. And if you watching me and you want that, I'll give it to you. But listen. I'm not just going to give it to you. We have an event coming up this week, and I want to pay the event off. You heard me? In fact, let me do this right now. I want to pay the whole event off. On June the 31st, we were at $104,000. 60,000 paid July the 1st. Been paying since. We're down to 19,000. That's right. You need to be clapping in the chat. We down. Kendall's clapping in the studio. We're down to 19,000. Now, MBN Network Global, like I said, I'm the executive director, and my job is, the teaching, the training, everything that people are transacting and, seeding, patronizing is because of what they're getting through the teaching and everything that basically I'm responsible for doing. But Shamako jumps in as the president because he has his own company. Jump in to assist, and some others as well, especially in the advisory role. And I have to continue to do that job every month. There's a monthly expenses for MBN Network Global. And so I still have to do that all month. But since I'm the person that do that, I came up with an idea. I said, well, I'll continue to do that all month long for, July, coming up August expenses. But this event, I don't want us to make this event a financial issue. And I don't want what would be the main, most intense. This is the event where you're supposed to walk away with the company hundreds of thousands in the red. But if you are going to be paying for an expensive event, you ain't going to be in the red. You may not even have no profit from it. It just pay for itself, and then you go right on back to work August the 1st. I said, we're not doing that. No. This don't make. Give me permission, basically, to do it this way. All right. The president says go. And I began to create a pre-Reformation payoff. And we are down to $19,000 from $104,000. So that when we come together on Sunday, everything that is generated there goes into the future. What we're doing in Ghana and Dubai. So I want to shout out these bishops, pastors, and partners who have helped. And this takes me to those of you that want these programs. Eddie Long's son, $25. Rhonda Smith, $25. Pamela Brown, $25. Devontae Lotley, that's my godson, $25. Linda Williams, $30. Pastor Justin Edwards, $50. Dante Jackson, $50. Tiffany McCormick, $50. Irene Simmons, $100. Michael Myers, $100. Sherlyn Stewart Tiberi, $100. Tamara Evans, $100. Dr. Alicia Biggers Dotson, $258.88. Stephen Clark, $300. Bishop Neil Ellis, $500. Monique and Joseph Wiley, $500. Bishop George Bloomer, $1,000. Bishop Paul S. Morton, $1,000. Carrie Jones, $1,000. Pat Montgomery, $1,000. Lahoma Jones, $1,000. Chandra Clark, $1,000. Mother Ivory Richardson, $1,000. Vonda Simmons, $1,000. Eusebio and Laura Phelps, Bishop Phelps, $1,000. Cartrice Colvin, $1,017.77. Anonymous, $1,088. Monica Keys, $1,500. Another anonymous, $10,000. That anonymous $10,000, I sent them the 12-week that coaching program is around $50,000. But they're the head of an organization. They're taking that 12-week program, and they're probably going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars because they got so many people following them. But I don't mind that. I know my content. Even if they don't quote me, they've learned what they need to learn from me, how to generate millions of dollars online. Anyone that will right now do over $10,000. This ain't for your regular person. This is for like the top 1% or people with business owners or bishops. And you want a course that is about 13 hours long, that covers building community instead of a crowd, that talks about how to create a community online, generating programs and funnels, and these pitfalls as business owners. Pop my own collar, it is the shit. I put it all my knowledge and wisdom into that. Also, those of you that, how many of you that I've actually prophesied to or connected you with a crossover loved one, told you the future, told you what's going to happen by this day at 5:00, it happens? Sound off in the chat if you have received that kind of ministry. Well, if you have a gift, I can help you learn the information you need to learn that will make your knowledge base more robust. A lot of people don't know. If you spiritually have giftings and stuff, you need information for your giftedness to feed off of and then expand itself. So if you are a true mystic, even if you're a Christian mystic, I have a school of prophets and mystics, and I've had it since the 90s, but I reflipped it and just taught 2.0. We left that low level 1.0 stuff. If you already got spiritual, you better get into this because you'll understand candle work, the colors, the importance of wearing certain colors, numbers, people's name. You can look at their name and their letters and begin to understand who they are astrologically, even as it relates to their business and who they are. $1,000 donation towards pre-Reformation. There's a link in the chat. When you click that link and you're about to donate, even if you say, okay, I can't do that level, but I can do $10. Click that link. Drop down menu, go to pre-Reformation, and your name gets added to this list. And this is a historical Reformation because this is our last one on American soil, at least for the next few years. So all the rest of our events are going to be on international soil. Next year is in South Africa. So this is our last one here. And I'm asking you to help me do this because I feel it. Somebody say, Larry, why don't you do this? I've been doing events since Fayetteville, North Carolina, decades ago. But this is the first time I felt this, and I felt it in a recession. Ain't that crazy? But I just have the faith, and I just believe there's somebody watching that love meeting the platform so much, and you're going to do it. Even if the 1,308 of you right now just do $20, it'll get done, I guess. I ain't done the math. But there's a link that is in the chat, and this is the way that you can do it. You say, I can't do that link, but I can do Uh-oh, wrong one. You must say, oh, wait, this is the only one I got. Don't look at that over there to the left. There's a link in the, it's not in there. There's a link in the chat. If you can't do the link, you can do the Zelle. The Zelle is an email address. Look on the right side of this for the global, to receive this seed. This is a seed. It's not a donation. This is a seed. You can also say it's a payment to this amazing personal and business coaching development community. This is a seed, or it is a payment for what you're getting, what I'm doing right now. Or you say, I'm going to go to the bank tomorrow, do a cashier's check. Mail it to us, 780 Morosco Drive, Northeast. Make sure this number's right, 13951, or we won't receive it. Make sure it's 13951, Atlanta, Georgia, 30324. So the link in the chat, any gift, everything we're doing tonight is going towards this pre-reformation that starts on Friday. Between now and Friday, we're clearing this out. And anything over is just going to go into the future, what we're going to be doing, okay? All right, so let me tell you, make sure that's clear. Thank you to all of these people. Screenshot it and text it to everybody, because I know that's how y'all do. Yeah, that's the link right there in the chat. Mm-hmm. And make sure you label it right. They said, so we're using gossip to fund your event clickbait. How do I feel about that statement? Two things. Number one, there is no business that does not clickbait, either with a commercial, a model, in order to get you to watch. I've always used whatever's been discussed in the community to get you to watch me and to patronize whatever I'm doing. So that's not hidden. That's very clear. Now, the other issue I got is you saying gossip. No, I don't do gossip. The only thing I do is when it come on the internet, I go find out what the truth is and I talk about that. So I'm about to tell you what Brian Carn said. I'm not telling you what I heard somebody else said. That will be gossip, unverified information and sharing. And Larry Reid does not participate in that. And with the first name like Booker, that sounds so close to Booger, please don't be like a booger and irritate the hell out of me in my nose. Get out my chat. All right. I done sat in this chair too long. I ain't got a whole lot of bread basket meat. Right. This is the reason why I am literally world renowned and respected as media, independent media, and constantly get badges to go here, there, even to your raggedy ass White House. And I don't go because I'm verified. My blue checks aren't paid for. My blue checks are because I'm verified globally. Mm-hmm. All right. So let me carry on with that. Yes, a school of prophets and mystics. That's right. Mm-hmm. First started in the 90s. The only other person I know that had one in North Carolina was Bishop Mark Sharona, who actually forwarded my book called Let the Church Say Change. Mm-hmm. That is a true story. Oh, that's one of my prophetic sons. Hey, Kevin. How you doing? All right, so let me tell you what happened. I told you at the top, I'm going to tell you all right now. And I am going to say this. Friend or no friend, and y'all know I see Brian Carn as my friend. I'm going to say we friendly. I still got to get to know him some more to get him at that level of, I can say friend. Come on up a minute. Proximity friend. Will he be a proximity friend? Because y'all know I did that teaching. Where's that at? Is that in here? Right here. So Brian is my friend. He would be He would be an engagement friend. Yeah, he's an engagement friend. Because y'all collapse friends all into one category. Larry Reid don't do that. I used to not even use the word, but I was doing the inversion of the same thing as collapsing friendship and all into one thing. I wouldn't call you friend unless you covenant. That's number 5, level 5. But that ain't proper neither. Brian Carn is my friend. So, yes, I heard of Booker T watching, but you ain't that kind of nigga. You in the comment section with a cheap tank top on. You is not no Booker T level to come in here and try to tell me what the hell I'm doing. And I'm sure you ain't generated millions online or been passionate for decades. Shut up and listen or say nice stuff. Okay. Thank you, Crystal Matthews. Oh, let's quit. She put Mason in her name. When she do that? Crystal. Oh, I did see the other day. Thank you, Crystal. You gonna be there Sunday? Oh, but you just doing this. Okay, I got it. I know that's one of us. She probably done got her other stuff set to the side. I've been telling you guys for months. Yeah. All right. Right. Talk nice. Sit in the pew and talk nice so you don't get dragged. And it don't make sense to do because I'm the one with the mic. So it don't make sense. I can just go in on you and go in on you. I don't want to do that. We just want to have a good time. So don't come here talking sideways. Right. Here, like we supposed to respect your name. Nigga, we don't respect the name. We respect real niggas. And you came in here acting like the white man, trying to come at another black man business and what he do. I bet you ain't go to Coca-Cola and tell them every time you crack over that, and they make that sound, you just trying to get me to go buy some Coca-Cola. Hell, everybody do clickbait. My God. Now sit down and hush now. Sit down and hush. Or say something nice. You choose one of them. You ain't got but 2 choices. All right, now what was I talking about? Hold on, let me see here. Y'all even put oh, hold on. They also who did 1,000? Oh, this is y'all are so nice. 250, 100. Oh, this is gonna make my haters mad because they think this is my money, not no for him being Network Global. Oh my God. Thank you. That is so kind. You see how that $1,000 brought me right on back. I don't even care nothing about no Booker T or Booger T, whatever the hell his name was. Thank you so much. You're gonna be added to this right here and going down in history. And I think we putting this in the final book, ain't we? Who was that did that? Who was that did that? Hold on, let me see. That's using them bishops do it. Bishops are either people from my community that just as successful as them bishops. Who did that? Miss Pat, is that you trying to that you and Krista trying to do something, let me look, y'all. I want to honor whoever this was. But I'll honor it at the end. If you did it, put in the chat that you did it. Whatever you did, put in the chat you did it. Kendall gonna start so I can recognize you before I get off. Okay. Thank you, Letitia. Make sure you choose pre-reformation, or we'll think it's just a normal donation for the normal what we do. Not donation. We think it's a regular seed and not towards because we don't do donations. NBN Network Global don't do donations. We only do seed money. Right, la. That's where it was coming from. I was speaking in the energy of that song I featured that I wrote. Make sure you put that was you, Dr. Shanita Watson. Can we celebrate Dr. Shanita Watson? We got to take time and say thank you. Because that's support from the outside. She's not even in the community. She's not a Celestial Circle member. She's just someone who watched and enjoyed the platform, probably been watching for a while. And she sent a $1,000 seed. Make sure we have your phone number, because everybody that does that or more, I contact you. Actually, what I do, I just, in my prayer time, I just speak prophetically and send it to you. Okay? I know your name. You've been in this chat before. Y'all celebrating Dr. Shanita Watson's generosity. Lord Jesus, I needed to laugh, and Larry Reid showed up at my feet. What good? How you doing? Your last name is Ra for real? Like the sun god? You know, the Ra worship is where we get the whole idea of the sun worship, the son of God, Jesus. You in Kemet, ancient religions. Thank you so much. Yes, that's the Zelle. But if you do the Zelle, you're gonna have to put in there pre-Reformation, so we know what it's for. But if you use the link, the drop down says pre-Reformation. What's that? What did it say? No, there is a pre one. Like Mark put it in there. I just told him to do it the other day. Well, tell him to do it now. I just told him to do it. Let me look. I got it. I said, make this pre-Reformation seed. This was yesterday. Call him. He needs to do it now. Now, you know, hold on.
He was watching. He heard you.
Okay, he heard me. So he knew I got a problem, because I told him yesterday. I'm looking at the text right here. I don't like that.
He said he
Yeah. All right. That's behind the scenes stuff. So, Miss Pat, everything that happened since the moment I said that, we know that is for Reformation, and it's not for NBN Network's monthly expenditures. He's fixing it now, so you should be able to see it. Now I got to come out of that, because I went into my business side. My business side is not nice at all. So let me sing. I sing cause I'm happy. I sing cause I'm free. His eyes on the sparrow. And I know. Now I got to sing something more old. I said, glory, glory. Come on, Kendall. Hallelujah. Oh, since I lay my... he got humbling. Then down. Oh, glory, glory. Yeah. Hallelujah. Oh, since I lay my burden down. All right. So I had to come out of that. Okay, I got to start back with the Brian Carn spiel. Okay, and tell everybody what happened. Yeah, I had to come out of that. Everybody makes... Well, I don't like that word. So that's my business ethics. But yeah, he overlooked it. I can understand, because he's so short. All right, so let me tell y'all what happened. What is Lisa? I'm gonna say Lisa cannot stand me in business. She said, Reid, I think you're a nice man for business. She didn't say asshole, but she practically did. And I know that. That's why I just, I don't, I just, yeah. Okay. Larry, where do I sign up to become a content creator for scenes? I don't know why more seniors aren't online talking. You have all these years of living, Joyce. You have information that can be packaged as a business, as coaching, consultation. You got a lot of wisdom. You should be online talking. That quick is done. And that show you how good. Now I can praise him. Mark, I tell you right now, so smart and so quick and swift when they want to be. So now it's there now. Yes, I am. That's the right word. Yes. And I accept that because I am kind. I don't have to be nice in business. I don't have to do that. But yes, did y'all hear what I said? Anybody been living over 40 years, you got something to say online. And why not make that little, it can be a little as $50, $100, $200 a month. What can you pay with $200? That could be the difference between having a meal in America and not for 2 days at the grocery store. Joyce Whitfield, let me tell you about that. I got to break the bad news to you. Well, this is the bad news. I am only doing this for Celestial Circle members. These are people who support what we do all year long. I know you may be on a fixed income, but let me tell you something what I know about old people. They got money put up somewhere. And if you got $2,026, go to mbnnetworkglobal.org and sign up, become a Celestial Circle member. I got 80-plus-year-old Celestial Circle members. Not only you get friendship, you get camaraderie, connections, probably some new daughters that's going to call you mom. And you get into this community where there are other people who are, 50, 60 plus, 70 plus, who are navigating the online space. There's no reason for you not to know how to do content, Joyce, except that you just haven't put yourself in the right space and place to do it. So you accomplish several things. So when you do the 2026, you become a Celestial Circle member, you get the same thing that the people that's doing 1,000 what they get, those courses, which is School of Prophets and Mystics. You also get more stuff than I can name right here live that goes with being a Celestial Circle member. There's a lot of perks, even discounts at certain places that we've already secured that we're going to be rolling out at Reformation Experience for Celestial Circle members and Celestial Circle Gold members. A lot. We do a lot. Okay, let me go ahead and talk about Corn. Now, everybody hit like, hit share. I can't wait to call your names. I'm seeing some of you doing it. And Kendall starring it. I'm going to call your name at the end. Make sure you use the link if you want to do Zelle donations at mbnnetworkglobal.org. Okay, so let me get back to this here. So let me tell you the whole story again for those of you that came in late. So I was teaching, coaching Wednesday night last week. I didn't know what was going on online as relates to Corn. Thais hit me up from the Thais Report. Great platform. Somebody put his link. If he's in here, Thais, put your link in the chat, your channel link. So if you want to know how to always cover what has happened on social media and in the church and stuff, Thais does it and does it well and pretty funny. Quite funny, actually. And so, and there's a whole community there. You probably will enjoy that if you enjoyed what I did and still sometimes do. So the link, he put a link in there. You got Thais' cell number? I only got it. Let me tell him put it in the chat. Because best if he put it and not somebody else. Please put your link in chat. Oh, it won't show a clickable. Oh, that's right, guys. I took I made the wrenches all for just Celestial Circle members. Okay, Kendall gonna do it. Never mind. Hold on, Kendall. Oh, he did it. Kendall doing it. It don't make a difference. A lot of people know how to copy and paste the link. Okay. Anyway, so oh Lord have mercy. So let me tell you what happened. So this is the story, and I'm ending with this. So I'm online coaching last Wednesday night. The Thais report verifies information like all of y'all niggas should be doing, but y'all ain't. But anyway, so it called me, and if you were in, put your hand up if you know I'm telling the truth, because if you in Patreon, you saw this take place. So I'm not telling no story now. I don't tell no lies to people. Somebody say hello, D Hatton. Deidre, you in here? Did you see my link for you to give, for you to for you to seed 1,000 or 10,000? I know times is hard. You can do something. Okay, the hands are going up. So you see, I'm not telling no lie. They're not lying for me because the way we side up, we all think for ourselves. We just got the main things in common. So we ain't got to agree. So they're putting their hands up. So I ain't made them do that. Good God Almighty. I don't know why. God ain't give me no bread basket like Brian. Come on. This little flat one I got, I done used all the air out of it. It's flat from sitting here so long. But I know people with big bread baskets, they got a lot of air. So they add a long time to go out there, bread basket, so they can sit for hours and still it be bouncy and comfortable. Not me. After about a good hour, all the air get let out of my bread basket. It's flat back there. And I got to stand up so the air can come back, inflate, and I sit back down. Okay, anyway. So let me tell you what happened. Just the whole story. Y'all ready for the whole story? Make sure everybody hit like and hit share, because I ain't going to tell this story but one time. I don't know if I'll make no clip out of it. But probably he's supposed to be off on Monday. How much you want to bet he going to be live? Okay. Yeah, it's true. Everybody air go out their bread basket. It's just like a tire. After you sit so long. All right. So anyway. So I'm doing the coaching for Wednesday night like normal. Thais, did he call or text me? But anyway, whatever he texted, whatever he said, those in Patreon saw the whole thing happen. He asked me, he said, a particular platform is saying that Brian Karn has been evicted. Him and I both know that platform be on constant bullshit. So he was like, I know I can't trust what to say. Can you find out if Karn has been evicted? So I'm teaching. I'm about to teach. That's what it is. It's like 2 minutes ahead. That's how it was. So I'm so glad I fixed that. Then, because you said you hit live, and we had complications that night. But at the same time, I'm trying to contact Karn. Now, I would play it on the public platform, but I got members only. So I get off this and play it over there just to verify it. So I played it in members only. But he sent me a voice note of what he said. Because I was doing all of what I was doing. See, Thais won't tell this part. He's such an Aquarius. We can hold a secret. He said he read it today. I called him. That's good. It's Aquarius stuff. That's what we do. I just sent him the audio. Both audios, or was it 3 of them? I sent him this is not just in my voice. I sent to Thais. Maybe he didn't get it. Maybe he did just read it then. Thais, did you not get the text? Because that number I got for you that's the Android. The Android is a mess. Thais, you can tell us in the chat. Thais said that's exactly what I said. So I took the audio and I forwarded to Thais. But I don't know if Thais listened to it then, because Thais went live while I was teaching. And so I went around there afterwards And I think while I was watching, he was talking, I end up texting something out. So maybe he talking about the text I sent him. Or he transcribed everything to text. So he got it. So that's why he said he read it. But it was audio. This is what Korn said, if I line up for line. He said, that ain't true. We've not been evicted. He said, that's not true. That's not true. Why people lie? I'm not being evicted. I said, well, that's what I said. Ty's report about to go live, and he's going to tell the truth like I do. So whatever you tell me, that's what I'm going to tell him, and he's going to tell the truth. He said, well, I wasn't evicted. The courts came to an understanding. The man going to get his building back. We got a particular day we got to go back and get our stuff. This is what it said in the audio. But I've not been evicted. That's not true. The owner got what he wanted. We got what we wanted. Bygones be bygones, basically. He might then say the bygone part. So that was it. I continued to teach Wednesday night. That's what I'm supposed to do here. This is what I'm hired to do as the executive director. So I go watch Thais finish dragging all raggedy content creators. Then like a day or two later, Thais came live with some more information that he had got. And y'all know this is how it is because the information has come out and people find us. So he basically like, no, according to what I read right here, you have been evicted and you owe tens of thousands of dollars. And Thais done as only Thais could do. You know, I felt a certain kind of way because I felt like Korn had lied to me. On the surface, is what it looked like. So then Thais went live again today, and somebody asked him a question that made him repeat what he had said in the Brian Korn video. And I said, I can't go live on this because I would have to drag him for lying. And Thais said, Reid, it'll be good for you to go live. You know the people gonna come listen to what you say. I hear your friend. I said, maybe there is a way I can do this. So at that moment, hours ago, I said, okay, now let me really get down into what happened. So then I screenshot what I saw on Thais' platform. I contact Brian and I basically say, look, I'm going to go live because you lied to me. You said your exact words were you were not evicted. But from what this paper is saying, you owe money. Now, I ain't going to tell you the part in between there because we friends. So there's a little back and forward. I'm gonna share this. And if he mad, I share. Oh, well, oh, hell. I mean, you know, I don't think it's a bad share. We friends. So, you know, friends go back. So he brought up, and this is the second time, because the first time was the Lexi thing. When him and Lexi went back and forward. He felt like I didn't show up as a friend. I understood what he meant. I said, I got it. So that won't happen again. We've had problems or situations, not problems, before that. That's just how it is with friends. So then, you know, and all of the stuff he done, y'all know I tell him the truth. I mean, but he ain't my pastor. He over there. I mean, that's all the problems y'all got with. I don't experience that because I'm not in that world, and I don't have a puss, so I would never be in that situation. I only know him as basically like a younger brother. Yeah, because he do call me his elder, just like Lubby does. So I said, okay, tell me. Well, first of all, I didn't want to know about the Lexi thing. We got that right. Then when I went to his church, I'd done about 3 lives and a couple of posts basically saying, look, I don't support nothing that he done that's wrong towards women. Really making that dividing line between not approving any wrong or harm he's done to someone. I mean, like I got to approve it, but not co-signing it, but saying he is still my friend. And I've done that over and over and over and over and over. And that made him feel like, I mean, I know it's hard to believe. Brian Carn, just like y'all couldn't believe about Matthew Stevenson, Brian Carn is very sensitive. And it's like almost, well, Lisa said this. Those of us that come from old school, which raised him, we see him differently. And our respect is probably different because he got the old school thing. He know the ways of the old school. And when Lisa met him, she said, oh, I understand him now. And she shook hands with him. And she said this, I'm going to say this. Their aspect of Brian, in my opinion, I don't know if he can take me telling the truth like this out publicly, that in my opinion are still very much a young youth, a young boy. I fully see that, experience that in dealing with him. So he responded like that. You supposed to be my friend, but you keep qualifying around. And I got it. I understood. I explained. I said, look, I said, my mom, my sister, I got daughters, black women. My community is black women. I can't help but side with black women when it comes to somebody, da. He said, yeah, I understand that. You know, I ain't gonna go too much into the detail, but I basically said, you know what? I can see how that could feel like I got to explain why you're good enough for me to call you a friend. So I'm not gonna do that no more. So today, when I said I'm going live and you lied to me and I got to clear my name. So we're texting, but it jumps from, somebody said immature. I don't agree with that. Well, it depends, because actually the word immature to describe aspects of Brian Carn is true. But if you stand immature in the way like you're supposed to be a leader, you're so immature, I don't co-sign that. I don't co-sign that at all. That's my baby mother, my children. She says, but do he ever say you are his friend outside of your presence? Absolutely. People have came back and said, he said it standing in front of his congregation. So I ain't got him there. And so you know how I am. Aquarius, we match energy. So if you come at me a certain kind, I'm coming at you that way. But if you don't, I ain't gonna start it. But if you come at me like that, you're gonna have to get that back. So, and I got something else to tell y'all, because I think he may be going live tonight. Because something that I said, he thought about it. Something, I can't remember how it happened, but he was like, yeah, I may do that. So he might go live tonight. But anyway, so he ended up calling me because the text exchange got a little heated, because I'm feeling like you lied to me. And I can't help you lie. I can't stand beside you lying. I can't do that. So he said, no, Larry, he said the exact same thing, Thais, I sent in the audio, but he said something that I made everything make sense. I said, this thing right here in the court is saying that you had to get out of the property, da. He said, yes, that's what was decided in court. He said, but did you see that I don't owe no money to this landlord? That he done everybody wrong in the entire building, and everybody this week, we out here right now. We are getting our stuff out of here, not just me, but 2 other people. And it looks like everybody gonna be gone because he's not fixing. God, what he said the man was, Mr. Todd, Mr. Ray, Mr. Robert, is not fixing the building. So the courts didn't make me liable. I held the rent on purpose. I had the rent. We had the rent, but I held the rent because he wasn't fixing anything. He said, that's the reason why we could the next Sunday be at a whole hotel with all this set up. He said, because I wasn't about to pay this man money and he ain't doing what he's supposed to do as a landlord. I said, now, okay. You don't owe no money and got payment. Down here it's saying 50-something, 70-something thousand. He said, yeah, that's his calculation. He said, but if you see, the judgment was not for money. The judgment was for me to move. He said, there's no monetary judgment. I said, okay, I got it. So that's why you were saying not evicted. But from an outside looking in, this paperwork looked like your typical eviction. He said, no, but you can look at the judgment and tell I don't have to pay no money. It's because the man ain't writing the other people moving out too. That's it. That's it. And let me tell you how, and I said this on Thais' platform when about my own personal stuff. A landlord here in this city tried to do me a certain kind of way at the end of the lease. I wasn't having it. I didn't pay him. He couldn't sue me because he didn't do what he's supposed to do. I didn't pay. He actually walked away with probably about $12,000 of my money, but that's another conversation. My second place in Dubai, which is Shamako's place, that landlord didn't do what it was supposed to do. So those last 3-4 months, Larry didn't pay that. Sure didn't. And I filed a report with the government, because I have connection with a section of them. And I sent it in and I told a sheik too that I knew. And I said, look, this is not right. And they said, no, you're right. And I filed a report and washed my hands. And he did not get those several thousands of dollars because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. I know you may not have been in a situation like that with a landlord, but that land right here in this penthouse that MBN Global operates out of in the studio, the day we got it, there was something was wrong. To this day, and we're in the second year of the lease, still ain't fixed. It just happened to be one of those things that I can't withhold. I can't say, okay, MBN Global, don't y'all pay no rent. I can't do that because what it is not something that, for lack of words, destroys the contract and makes it unenforceable on my end. No. But in Brian's case and these other two cases I had, you can do that. So if you don't owe no money and the courts ain't telling you to pay no money, that ain't no eviction. Because eviction like that is when you come to the house and your stuff outside. That means you've been holding, and the court say, I'm on the side of the landlord, and you come back and your stuff outside. But that ain't what happened. So that was really what he said. He didn't lie to me. He told the truth. But the Blues Clues looked like he was lying. And being that he has lied before, in this same year, sitting in front of Willie Moore, it was very easy for me to say, oh, okay, so you just lied to me. And then I put my reputation on the line, and Thais put his reputation on the line behind a lie. But he don't owe nobody. And that's just the truth. If it's a lie, Brian told it. And if it's a lie, I can't find no court saying he got to pay nobody anything. Now, if somebody find that, then, go do your live and drag him. Don't drag me, though, because I'm just saying what he said. I don't really care if I get dragged. I'm so immune. Yeah. Someone said, with commercial, if you're locked out, that's an eviction. Now, is that always true? And I don't know, if you get locked out, why would they let them be in there getting their stuff and the other tenants? That don't sound like a typical lockout to me. That sounds like what he said is the truth. The courts told that man, let them get their stuff out of there and I'm not paying you nothing because you ain't doing your part. That's what it sounds like to Larry. But hell, I haven't had that situation with a commercial property in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Let me see. I'm gonna drop the link. What I said? No, I'm going to members only, so y'all can hear the audio. Okay. Lisa, you don't remember there was a place on the left side and another one on the right side. That whole, there was only in that middle part when we got there. George said not always true, and this is a real estate queen, a maven. Yeah, that can't be true. I guess people just want Karn to be caught in another lie or to tell another lie. The court is online. Thais got it. He probably end up going live. So if he got it saying something else, he gonna tell you. They're saying it's a lockout because the sheriff put the chain and lock on the door, but they were able to get their stuff per the court. Correct. And in that yellow thing, it says that the sheriff did it. Right, Lucinda? She's verifying what I said about Karn. He's a sensitive dude. That's what I said. They just ran with it because they personally don't like him. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure I still got the audio. Where's the audio? Okay, here's the last time he texted me. Oh no. Let me see. Oh yes, I got it. All right. So long as it don't disappear. I don't know how to save. Oh, it's the save it. No, it's an audio file. Listen to already. Ain't nothing coming up. Show me how to do it. Oh, yes, it is. Save to voice memos. Yeah. And I can do that into voice memos too. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go over there. Let me get this thumbnail ready. I think what I tell you. Oh my God. Larry, it's not like he has the most likable persona. 100% agree. I've been telling this man this for years. That is so true. Very true. I'm in property management. Even if the courts agreed, it is still an eviction. If the marshals put a chain on the door and lock them out, it's an eviction legally. If it's legally an eviction in the regular sense, wouldn't he have to pay money? Why wasn't the judgment including money owed? In this situation, isn't it that the court see that the landlord didn't do something right and don't have to pay for that because he don't owe any money? That's what he said. He didn't send that voicemail. It was on the phone, and I won't record it. But that's what he said. Should I call him now so everybody can hear it in his voice? George said the process is called eviction. I got that. But evicted in the sense because you ain't paid your rent, cause da. Now, I'm gonna tell you this now. This sort of sounds like that Matthew Stevenson situation, but I can't talk on it. I mean, I can, but I just ain't. Because if he ain't out here talking about it, what the hell am I talking about for? Yeah. In order to vacate is what they call it. Yeah. Now, I know Joy knows. I can't speak for the other people, but Joy's one of the key leaders in our community. I'm a property manager. Not all evictions are for money. Sometimes we just want you to move out due to non-payment, and they are for possession only, but still an eviction nonetheless. Okay. Got that. So you're saying that technically it's an eviction, but it is not your typical eviction because somebody didn't pay their rent. This is somebody withholding rent until you fix X, Y, Z. He says there's mold in the building. He says something else that's going on in the building. No, he's not been sued for back rent. He don't owe anything. I've been a property manager for 30 years. The process is called eviction, but doesn't mean the tenant has done anything wrong. I think that's the comment of the night. Matthew owns all of his buildings. Well, no, he does not. No, not in the New York area. No, he doesn't. You know, me and Matthew are friends too. Mm-hmm. Let me see. I don't understand why this is so hard to prove. The court paperwork should shut all this down. If he was evicted, the record will show it, period. Well, the record is a little ambiguous. Well, maybe it was ambiguous to me because I felt like he had lied to me. And I was looking at it through, because I saw that 75,000 or 50,000. You owe this money, you know. But the judgment would have said something about the money. If he owed money, the courts didn't tell him that. And he thinks he don't owe money. If he does owe money rightfully, then I'm pretty sure he's going to find out really soon. But according to what he said and this judgment, it looked like what he's saying is the truth. Mm-hmm. Now that happens a lot, Ben. I've been in that situation where the owner's trying to sell and yeah. I've seen that. Some judgments are for possessions and others are for past due rent. Okay. Thank y'all for the property managers that's teaching us some stuff tonight. There is a court date, August the 5th, 2026, concerning this matter. So with that, we will see. We used to file eviction with a writ of possession every month a tenant was late. So even if the case was dismissed, it's on record as an eviction. Okay. So technically it's an eviction, but not the eviction like, because he explained that too today. He said, what I know about evictions when your stuff be out. He said, when we were growing up, you know, this is what we saw. He said, but no, that wasn't the case. There was other factors. And that's the same thing in the Matthew Stevenson situation. Somebody said, just call him live, Larry. I don't know, you know what? But no, I saw people sign up for members only. So I'm gonna play what I have over there and leave it at that. Because he did send me that invoice. And that's just to prove that, you know, I said what exactly he said to Thais. And Thais repeated that verbatim. Mm-hmm. George said the court date is probably for dismissal with prejudice or without prejudice. Yeah. If the building wasn't paid for 7 months, why the church should be physically homeless? They aren't. They was in a hotel. If he asked me, I would say keep doing the hotel until it's time for you to go to Washington and go online, continue to teach online from the jail. There's just 9 months, then come back out, then get a building. That's what I would say. Because then you won't have to worry about paying that rent or raising it while you were in jail. You cut your operating costs. But that's going to be hard for him to do because I know he's going to want to still pay them musicians. Because as bad as he talked to his musicians, he makes sure they paid. They kept their job the whole pandemic. The whole pandemic, he paid them. And some other pastors did that. Can we celebrate some pastors? I mean, just to balance it out, since we seem like we want to always drag pastors. But can we celebrate the pastor that kept paying musicians through the pandemic so they can keep taking care of their family? I mean, there's at least some balance. Right. I think you should go digital. Teresa, that's your view. I don't see it like that. I don't see it like that at all. If I did, then there would be a whole problem on this platform right now. Desmond, this is what I'm saying. I don't know why these churches worship their building. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Cut them overhead expenses. I think they said this rent $13,000. You know what he can do with $13,000 to push and grow and expand his ministry? Shoo. Use that for something else. The man that cooked for freedom. That's how he do. That's like a reputation that he has amongst people that he pay well. All right, so let me change this. Let me turn off. I got to turn you off Facebook. I'm going with my members only on YouTube only. You should be a part. So let me go over there. I got to turn y'all off. All right, I'm about to play this audio. Remove Facebook from the stream. All right, Facebook is gone, and we're about to go members only. Oh shoot, how you do that? Can I do it in StreamYard? Let me look. I think I got to go in here and change. No, I'm gonna have to end it because then people gonna come back and see. So let me end this, and I'm about to go live in members only. And first, let me shout out those of you that have supported our Reformation experience that is coming on. This is the list of those people. Screenshot it, spread it, and talk about those that gave. Talk about those that haven't donated. You know, I've done their stories. I helped them. I pulled them up out the pit. Tell them all. So I want to recognize Crystal Mason Williams. This is all towards this clearing it before we started. Crystal Williams, and she done a Taruma too. Thank you. Letitia, $100. Shanita Watson, she's the one that done $1,000. 50,000. I'm in the future. $50. Oh, thank you, Righteous Rock Christian Church. $250. Thomas Stotts. Make sure we get that name correct and update this. I'm gonna drop it later this week. Thank you, Bees on Mars. Been around for years. 4444. Haithcott. Thank you so much, Lisa. Leonica, 25. Shelly, 20. Sir Rob, 100. Linda Pro, 40. DeQuincia, and she done a Taruma, 20. Brenda Ray, 25. Listen, it don't matter if it's $5. When you go in there, click that link, put the link in the chat, Kendall. Click the link and choose pre-Reformation. Kelly, thank you so much, 100. We got some new members in here coming over here to hear this audio and to make sure I ain't lying. Lisa Butler, Natural Diva, Boaz Parker, thank you for becoming a part. You're going to try to come 8 a.m., baby. You got it, Miss Pat? Thank you. All right, some of these people are joining the reading room. All right, so I'm about to close this out. Thank you to all of you that are assisting us. We're going to update the flyer. I'll post it probably by tomorrow or maybe tomorrow evening because people are going to continue to watch this. We're about to go members only. You'll get a notification from YouTube that I'm live in members only. Louis Young, I thought you said 13,000. I thought you sent in 13,000. That's what you saying to me? Because that's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm expecting. Clarify this, please. Who? Who? Where's he at? Yes, 8 a.m. in the morning on Sunday. That's right, 8. So you got to come Saturday and wake up early. Mm. Thank you, Aris and Karen. And some of you are going to actually be in the room already on that Sunday supporting us with what I requested. Thank you for being so supportive. Thank you so much. Now, the link is in the chat. When you do it, choose pre-Reformation so we know where it needs to go. Is Shamako in here? Thank you, Miss LaShonda, pre-Reformation. Thank you. Somebody said the court date is to make sure he got all of his stuff and the keys are turned over. If keys aren't turned over, then it becomes a different type of eviction. This is a conditional eviction. Ah, man, we got so many professionals that are in here that making sure we know what in the hell is going on. Let me see. All right. Okay, for those of you that are watching right now and you want to register for that Sunday morning at 8 a.m., thereformationexperience.com. Make sure you don't try to click into those panels. Register for that Sunday morning and make sure you look real good too. That Sunday morning at 8 a.m. The Reformation Experience. Now, all of the teaching and everything all week, these panels, it's all about your brand, all about your business. The lady that's senior, another option versus joining Celestial Circle, join Patreon, $12, and register for that Saturday and be in the room on that Saturday. I'll get you squared away. You see that? Whichever one you want. And if y'all haven't been watching this series on my channel, this is like, you need to watch this before you come in the room on Sunday morning. They're like 7 or 8 different lives, but you have to go onto our playlist because this is our theme for this month. And you see what the theme is for the event. So they sort of go hand in hand. All right. And once again, thank you to those of you that are supporting us, that have support us. Bishop Paul S. Morton, Bishop George Bloomer, Bishop Neil Ellis, a host of doctors, leaders, supporters, partners, patrons, and Celestial Circle members. Thank you. All right. So you can do that. Thank you, Martha West. And I know you're going to be in the room, I think. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you see how we had to go through the layers of this to get to the truth. So that lets you know, a lot of times you see stuff on the front end online, you depending on the content creator, there may be a whole part that you don't know yet that you find out later on, you know, because we only out here piecing together what we get if people don't talk to us, you know. So that's how it is. Y'all know, I always talk about Shamako, y'all know Pastor Philip. And yeah, you know, because they've been raised around them church bishops and pastors, and them pastors, they always get their nails done. Well, I didn't get my nails done until the girlfriend I had at the time, after me and Lisa. And the first time I went, they got my feet and hands done. And when I go any other time, probably altogether, I've been about 10 times in my life. But I'm going to make it a normal. Because what they did to my fingers this time, y'all, it made my whole hand look so clean and youthful. I must admit, I am now a part of the community of men that go get their nails done, painted, and it's clear, but it looks so clean. I'm gonna do this all the time. And I think I'm gonna go back and get my toes to look like this right here. 'Cause I got good feet. And if the nail part look even better, it's gonna make the whole foot just look real nice. Mm-hmm. I've been a metrosexual, but this is like the next level of metrosexual. You going tomorrow, Aries? I supposed to go with Marco and his mama and them on Friday. I've been looking at my hand like, that's a pretty hand. It looks so clean. I see why women want their man to get their hands done. It look clean, like freshly washed and everything. It's so nice. Does this make me a sissy? I hope this don't make me a sissy because I like it.
Just because you're doing self-care don't make you a sissy.
You know what? Even if it made me a sissy, I'm happy to be a sissy. Ah, it's so nice. It's so clean looking. Thank you, Ja'Cory. How you been? Sunday morning, 8 a.m. I'm going to call your ancestors on you. Oh, that ain't, I'm thinking that's the other guy. That's J. Corey, the singer with the nice single I like. What's up, man? I want you to be encouraged, J. Corey, because those with great songs and great talent, they don't always get heard. I pray the proper opportunity comes towards you. In fact, I speak it, that the opportunity comes to you, the doors open in places and spaces that are ready for what it is that you create, the sound that you make. Open your heart to travel in other nations. Watch what happens. Hey, baby, how you doing? You're constantly on my mind. I haven't forgot. I'm still tackling it with you. You are a walking miracle. Christy was given 6 months to live, I think over a year ago. Somebody ought to go to running and screaming and hollering right now and be thankful for what for the healing to complete itself. She's been fighting it. My mama fought it and won. And she's much older. Yep. Yeah, Carrie probably running right now, practicing to get her adrenaline up for Sunday. I know that's right. All right, let me go. I'm about to go to let y'all hear that over there. So I'm gonna end this and I'm popping right up. I'm gonna be going in seconds. Bye. Thank you for your help. Thank y'all so much.